Kim, thank you so much for being here today. I feel so lucky that I get to pick your brain about remodeling. We can read books and we can talk to people who've gone through the process, but talking to a professional designer and or a contractor is so important, and people may think, oh, I don't want to spend that much money. I'm just going to do it myself.
Right.
It's money that is well spent in the long run, isn't it?
It sure is. Thank you for having me today, Cheryl. We always recommend that you do talk to some professionals before you begin your project. Many times, working with a designer doesn't have to be full service, meaning every stage through the project. Many times, they can just help you on the front end, doing the actual design and helping you pick the finishes. And if you want to save money, then you can actually do the project management.
I see. Well, that's good to know. It's not a one deal or all.
Right.
And you say it's really important to set your budget and to know approximately what you can have for the amount of money you're willing to spend.
Absolutely. So many times clients will have a number in mind, but they haven't really done a lot of research for how far that money will go. And sometimes, as wonderful as TV can be and home improvement shows can be, sometimes they're a little bit misleading as to what it costs for a TV show versus what it costs in the actual area where you live, as far as labor costs, and even the materials you select can make a big difference in your overall budget.
Well, I can see how it would, because when I watch those, I think, oh my gosh, we could never find something like that for that amount, or go to flea market sales.
Right.
We don't have access to all of those things.
Absolutely.
And I still like just having magazines. That's really, I think, why I subscribe to so many. I just like to look at them and get ideas.
Yes, I do too. I think there's nothing that beats just holding a magazine and just leisurely looking through that, getting ideas, and really enjoy the process of planning your project, thinking about what is working in your space functionally. What would you change if you're going to do a remodel? Because many times that's the time to do it. And it's not a lot more to just add on that one more thing, say opening up a walkway or removing a wall. If you're going to go ahead and invest in it, go ahead and address any issues that might be a concern.
And is it true that it's usually the electrical and the plumbing that needs to be discussed and thought of at the farthest ahead?
It does. So whenever you're planning your budget and your project, when you do the overall design, you need to have all of those finishes selected as well. So that will really help you in the planning of making sure when you start the remodel that everything is on hand. Many times clients don't realize that the things they think would be a finishing item, such as the shower, fixtures, well, you'd have to do the remodeling. As far as the demo, you'd have to put on the tile and do all of those things before you install the trims. But what they don't understand is behind the wall, the trims actually need a valve, and the valve has to be done right after demo. So if you haven't identified that finishing piece, you won't have the internal piece to even start the project. Right, and it could hold your project up by not making that decision early on.
And especially if you live in a more remote area, the freight to get things here would cost more.
Absolutely, and those valves are very specific to each fixture that you choose by brand and style. So just making a simple change in that fixture could change the valve you need. That's why you need to nail down all of those decisions.
You mentioned, I think we both like to look at magazines for ideas, but I do like to look online for some of the different sites that can give you ideas, even more ideas.
Yes, we really recommend too. So we really like Houzz and Pinterest. So this is actually a Pinterest board that kind of gives you an idea. It was someone that was saving pins or photos for a bathroom, and they were able to see very quickly what they were drawn to, and you can see what the theme was.
I can even figure that one out.
They really liked blue tile, and they liked kind of a mosaic feel. Another website we really like is Houzz, H-O-U-Z-Z, and that's a great place to see finished rooms. So you could search by, say, a bathroom or a kitchen, and you can be more specific, like a country kitchen if you wanted, and then see all the images, save the ones you like. Make notes on the photos. There's a little place to put notes of what you like about that photo.
Or what you maybe like everything except something else. That's important too. Okay. Yeah, I like both of those sites too. And I recognize those ladies, but this is called doing your research.
Absolutely. You want to really make sure you research the designer and or the contractor that you're going to use. So you can always start online by reading reviews, seeing people's project budgets. What does that mean as far as how much did they invest in their project? Well, my project's a similar size budget, so they're experienced in working in that price range. Also talking with them in person, having an interview process, maybe narrowing it down to 2 or 3, feeling very comfortable because it's going to be a longer relationship in a remodel. They're going to be in your home and asking a lot of questions.
And it's just like going to a doctor. Sometimes you immediately feel a relationship there, and then sometimes you think, oh, can stand to be around that person for very long.
For a long time. It's making sure that you can relate to them, that you feel like they're listening to you and they can address your problems.
And this is what you call a demo or a timeline?
It's a project calendar. So we do this for every project, and so whether we're managing it or someone's managing it on their own, we recommend a really nice at-a-glance calendar. You could print this off of your computer, which is what we did here. Just purchase one at your local store. But make a list with your contractor. Sit down with them and say, what day are we going to start? How many days will demo be? Who's coming in after demo? How many days would you think they would be there? And just calendar everything so you know each day, where am I in the process? Who am I expecting at my home today? And how far along are we until completion?
And what all do you cover in the demo? What do you call a demo?
The demo would be removing anything in the space that is going to be changed out. So that may be removing flooring, that may be taking out cabinetries, that may be demoing actual walls with the actual structure. So anything that is going to be removed first.
Okay. Yeah, that I can see how that would certainly be important. And I like the fact that you suggest that that way we know when the plumbing people are coming, or we know when the electrical, and if we need to be there we can, and if we don't, well, the contractor could meet with them.
Absolutely.
And last but not least, technology is just making everything so much easier as long as it works, of course.
Absolutely. So what we do recommend is if you're doing a kitchen or a bath remodel is setting up what we call a satellite kitchen or a satellite bathroom in advance. So knowing that we're going to need to move our refrigerator out, so let's identify a place in the home, maybe in your dining room or in your garage, where you can have your refrigerator, a little cart to put your microwave and your coffee maker on, invest in some paper goods because you're not going to have your sink for a while, and then maybe a dish drainer in your bathroom to where if you did have a few larger items you needed to use day to day, you'd have a sink where you could wash them and air dry them. There's no need that you have to eat out every day during a kitchen or bath remodel. You can save money by kind of planning ahead. And for bathrooms, we really say talk to the members of your family and maybe say you're remodeling your master. Go to your children and say we're going to all be sharing a bath for the next 2 months. We need a shower schedule, and this is where everybody's towels are going to be, and this is where my bath products are, and make it like a fun experience on how we're going to plan to get through this event together.
Instead of so chaotic, which is what most people describe a remodeling project. Those are great ideas.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much, Kim. I appreciate this.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.